And thank you for joining us for the news at 10. Brian and Morgan are off tonight. I'm Carolyn Holly. Well, the city of McCall has a deer problem. Too many deer are staying within city limits for too long. The city hopes its new ordinance, which makes feeding wild animals within city limits illegal, helps solve this problem. Here's Abby Davis, who went to McCall today and has this story.
McCall City Council members passed the ordinance last week. The mayor and a local conservationist say the city needed to act now before the problem got worse. People who live in McCall year-round have some unwanted neighbors.
The town deer, as we call it.
Mayor Bob Giles says there are too many around town, partly because people keep feeding them.
Multiple generations of deer have learned to just stay here and be fed.
But now, feeding deer and other wildlife has consequences. McCall City Council recently passed an ordinance that bans people from feeding the animals within city limits.
It doesn't include things like songbirds and squirrels, but it includes all the other wildlife.
Deer are the main problem. Fish and Game data shows about 250 of them live in and around McCall.
What we were seeing is a rapid growth of the population. People were hitting them in the street, like running into them with their cars. We saw the deer, that they were not very healthy. They had some exotic lice, the experts said, and they looked like they were pretty weak.
The Idaho Conservation League helped city leaders draft the ordinance.
Residents, visitors, local businesses, we're all part of that solution.
Wildlife Program Associate Jeff Abrams just hopes people take it seriously.
It's a natural, empathetic, human response to wanting to help wildlife, but it's actually not in the end in the best interest of the deer or of what the deer need to really satisfy their life history requirements.
People who violate the ordinance one time will be fined $100. Any violations after that will be misdemeanors.
Even with this ordinance, which is a great step forward, we don't really know for sure if that's going to be the only steps needed. We're just trying to take small steps that are significant and see if they work.
Mayor Giles says their main goal is educating people about the ordinance, but it's important to note that McCall isn't the only mountain town with too many deer. The city of Cascade actually passed a similar ordinance last year, also banning people from feeding wildlife. In McCall, Idaho, I'm Abby Davis, Idaho's News Channel 7.
And that ordinance goes into effect next week.